Hey guys, I wanted to make a video about something that I've been thinking about the last week or so, and it's dealing with incorporating different and new and better effects in my next show, whenever that may be, maybe in a year for next 4th of July. But, as over the years, I've always bought Excalibur reloadable shells, and because they're cheap and they're simple and they're fun to use, frankly, they got a great effect and great noise and a great break. And over the years, as I've walked into the fireworks store, I've always seen preloaded tubes, and I've always skipped right past them, never paid attention to them. Always figured they were a ripoff for the idiots who don't know anything about fireworks, and they pick up a tube or two. Typically they run somewhere between $3 and $15 per tube, and you can buy a box of Excaliburs really cheap. But lately, as I've been researching and looking for different new effects, willows, big weeping willows, and horsetails, and rings, double rings, bow ties, those types of things, I found they all exist in the single tube aerial shells. So what I wanted to do is try some of these single shot tubes and maybe do a comparison between these and the Excalibur. So I went to my local fireworks store, and they have two different sizes. They have a number 5 and a number 100 in the World Class brand, and lo and behold, they're all out of the number 100, which is the bigger tube. So must be some big demand for these. But anyways, I picked up these tubes. They were a little over $3 each, and if you do the math, if you bought, and that's at retail price, if you bought one box of Excalibur at retail, it's somewhere around $75, which ends up being about $3 a shot. And these tubes were about $3 a shot. So I figured, all right, this is actually an okay place to start, because the price-wise comparison, at least, we're going to be right on the money. Each shot is going to cost about $3 each, and we'll be able to see. Now, yes, I like my reloads, and I like having a rack full of mortars that I could just reload every year. But I figure if I can get a better effect out of these tubes, the same price, I don't have a problem making a rack that I can put these in and out of each year and just throw the tubes away. In fact, it might even be more convenient. It'll be easier to haul when I can just throw these tubes away. But at any rate, I'm gonna go ahead and do a comparison on these. I'm going to fire one of these off and an Excalibur shell near the same time. We're going to be able to compare the break, the height of the shell, and the effect. I will tell you, these tubes, the entire tube itself weighs less than one Excalibur canister shell, so it feels like there's almost nothing in it. Frankly, I have a feeling that these single shot tubes are going to be, my guess is that they're not going to be nearly as good as the Excalibur canister shell. But we'll find out. So we're going to take these out, and we're going to shoot them in conjunction with some Excaliburs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot an Excalibur, and then I'm going to shoot one of these. The Excalibur, I'm going to wait till the Excalibur goes, and then hit the fire button on the single shot tube. So the Excalibur is going to lift up first, and then you'll see the single shot tube lift second, and then we should be able to compare the break, the effect, the height of the shell, all of that. I'm going to do this twice. So I'm going to do an Excalibur, then a tube, and then an Excalibur, and then another single shot tube. But we should be able to get a good comparison. So here we go. All right, we're going to start off Excalibur, followed right after with the single shot tube. And going with Excalibur. Wow, I'll tell you what, that was surprising. The single shot tubes did a lot better than I was expecting. I'm gonna have to watch the replay to really see who won that. Well, watching the replay of those, I have to say, a little shocked at these little tiny $3 single shot tubes. They performed a little better than I expected. I expected Excalibur to blow them out of the water. That wasn't the case, and actually the second single shot tube that I did, I really like that. Big, decent, symmetrical break, and it actually went slightly higher than the Excalibur. So for a comparable price, the same price range per shot, you really can't go wrong with the single shot tubes. That's it for now.